ourselves, isn't it? Then why don't we are checking for the deen, for the Allah? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, this is the thing, this is the authentic. So check that thing. Please don't read such things which are not in Qur'an and Sunnah. And speak to your family, friends, and make use of time, especially those who are in overseas. Just call them and talk to them and be good to them and think about how you can make them happy. I'll mention and I'll tell you in details. Rasulul Kareem, amma ba'd, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Marhaba Ramadan, welcome Ramadan, English. Inshallah, today we're going to see welcoming the Ramadan. So a few things I'll mention and I'll tell you in details, inshallah. There is a hadith in Sunan al-Tirmidhi, وَيُنَادِي مُنَادٍ يَا بَغِيَ خَيْرٍ أَخْبَلَ وَيَا بَاغِيَ شَهْرُ الْأَقْصَرِ. When the month of Ramadan arrives, a caller cries out, O seeker of good, proceed, O seeker of evil, desist. So we have to run and do our good deeds. So when we say Marhaba Ramadan, how are we going to welcome the Ramadan? Like, with the sighting of the moon of Shaban, one can feel the month of Ramadan is approaching, isn't it? Don't you feel that? So here already Shaban is going on. Hearts begin to fill with the joy and anticipation. Why shouldn't we feel joy? Why? Because we feel joy because our favorite month is coming. Our favorite guest is coming. Who? Ramadan. It's an honorable guest. We're going to welcome Ramadan because it brings mercy, blessings, privilege. Just imagine, it's very sad. We all have to die one day. But don't you know, who were with us last year in the Ramadan? They are not there anymore. They left us. They are no longer in this world. And look at the masajid today, those who were not there, where they are? They are in the graves. They are lying there. So, and also a test of ourselves, who were healthy last year, they are not healthy this year. They are not able to fast, maybe because of old age or physical or mental illness or some other cause, depending on every person. But still, we are lacking of that, good deed. But Allah knows our intention. Allah will reward for your intention. So, therefore, those of us who are fortunate enough to be able to make advantage of this blessed month should welcome Ramadan with love and gratitude. One should start preparing enthusiastically, we should have that enthu for it and should respond wholeheartedly with your heart. And we should intend right now to excel in good deeds. And things to do before Ramadan. First, in the half of the month of Shaban, especially to make up the missed fast, whatever you missed it, especially because of women, women, they mostly because of the period or they are nursing or they were pregnant, whatsoever, or maybe men's also because they were traveling or so on, or health issues, they can make up there. However, after 15th of Shaban, refrain from fasting to conserve your body, energies and preparation for Ramadan, because now we have to save our energy. Why? Because our favorite month is coming, that is the month of Qur'an, month of Maghfirah, and here we can listen more and more lectures or read the books and educate yourself, about the ruling of Ramadan. Here technology is so fast, alhamdulillah, but make use of the authentic lectures. Please don't listen to anything which is not according to Qur'an and Sunnah, and don't waste your time on the books which are not authentic. Please check the authenticity. Don't we, when we are going to some university or school, we check the authenticity. Oh, is this college or is this school is good or not for our children or for ourselves? When we were going to university, we were checking ourselves, isn't it? Then why don't we are checking for the deen, for the Allah? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, this is the thing, this is the authentic. So check that thing. Please don't read such things which are not in Qur'an and Sunnah. And speak to your family, friends, and make use of time, especially those who are in overseas, just call them and talk to them and be good to them and think about how you can make them happy, because that's the most important thing after ibadat to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be good to your parents, and after that aqrabain. So be good to your parents, to the aqrabain, masakin, abnis sabil, and neighbors, and so on and so forth. We know the list, right? Isn't it? And also, if you have enough knowledge, spread the knowledge. Either you can tell it, or you can just forward the good clip or forward the good PDF. So however you want, you can do that. And prepare the gifts, especially for our little ones, especially for our children. They are so happy. And try to give gifts, before Ramadan starts. Make nice gifts. And I thought we should give on first Ramadan too, just to motivate them. They're going to fast, and you know how it's going to be. And also on Eid day we should give big gift, just to appreciate them, because they're going to fast now, and they're very little for their age. Some are really, they have so much into, but they want to fast. We should appreciate them. We should. And after fasting also, keep appreciating them. They will do good. And clean your soul. How are we going to clean our soul? Yes, we're going to clean our soul. Remove hasad, shuh nafs, bukhal, and hatred. Everything, remove it. Backbiting, everything. Just clean the spam, delete everything. Don't archive, delete it completely, okay? And clean your home. So I'll give you an example. When you're cleaning your home, like you have dirty stuff, like dirty diapers or stuff which is smelling, are you going to clean that first? Isn't it? Just clean that first, right? Then you're going to clean everything, putting the stuff and cleaning, wiping out and doing the vacuum or sweeping and so on. The same way, clean your heart. Remove all the grudges, remove everything, okay? Clean your heart for the sake of Allah. Sometimes some things create more mess, like if you tell a person which you have anything misunderstanding, and they create more mess, like what you have to do. Just tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I clean my heart for such and such person. I don't have anything. And just clean your heart. If you can't tell that person, just clean your heart and be good. And when we started doing that, you feel relief, you feel relaxed. And we are doing for the sake of Allah. Tell Allah, make witness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And complete important tasks, all your important tasks. What is it? Buying, selling, monthly grocery, eat clothes, making gifts, wrapping up, all the things. And if you want to invite before Ramadan, you can, or in Ramadan time also you can invite, but make use of the time right now what we have, and make something. You can half prepared and keep in the freezer, or you can make the list what you're going to make, which is simple and best. And that is a good deed, breaking the fast to someone. And you can make just one meal or two meal, and just utilize that. And keep the money aside, especially for the zakat. And also you can give money to the people, especially family members whom you can give money. We all are not financially in the same path, on the same page. We know, like some are more, Allah has given bestowed fadl, some more and some less. So we should give each other. And aqrabain is the most important part. Sometimes we get deluded by shaitan by giving the money to the people whoever is asking, But those who are not asking, they are miskeen. They are white collar people. Like, they never ask you, even though they are your relatives. It means you will get double reward. First, because you are giving, and the thing, they are on top of that, they are relative, aqrabain. So look at them, and also make a do list, what you have to do, also all the household chores, and set the goals, how you're going to worship. Especially, in Ramadan time, you want to finish whole Qur'an. If you use Usmani Mus'haf, if you recite daily 22 pages, make use of it. So every day you're going to finish one juz, 22 to 24 page. Make a habit and divide in, five parts. Depends on you. Maybe you can do in Fajr, like, 11 to 22. You can do 11, or you can do 14, and then, later on you can do 12 to 14. You can finish it. That's how. Pages, just divide the pages. But if you don't have that, the other musaf you have, like, depends on you. And then if you want to memorize something, you can do that. What all the nafil prayer you want to do, you can do that. And zikr, and some like duas you want to memorize, that also. And also how much charity you want to give. Like, in Ramadan time you get more and more reward, right? So Fajr prayer, like, after Fajr, just that's the most important time. Inna kana Qur'ana mashhuda. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Isra, during the Fajr time when you recite Qur'an, that will be witnessed by the angels. And read the beneficial things. Make a habit, we read Qur'an, but what we miss? Hadith. Make use of the time and start reading small hadith. Start with the small hadith, inshallah. You can gradually understand it, okay? And then duha time, then ishraq prayer, or conducting, just review at least one juz a day. When you do the Nazare Quran in the morning, after that, you get time, just read the translation. Or however you want, you can set your routine to just go through the whole Quran. Because when we go in the Taraweeh, the same just goes on. So when we listen, we at least understand what's going on, right? Isn't it? And after Asr, like, after Dhuhr, take nap. Shaitan don't take nap. But as a Muslim Mu'min, we take nap so that we get energetic. And that's a sunnah, okay? And between Asr and Maghrib, like, whatever the iftar you are preparing, and make dua, make zikr, even while preparing also. And Maghrib and Isha, that's the time, it's very, tight, because you have to break your fast, eat, and quickly you have to go to Salah. So adjust everything accordingly. You are not going to be in rush and you are making fard prayer late. I noticed many people, they came late for the fard prayer. You are not utilizing it completely. Don't do. So as we are home, we're going to utilize that time, because we are not going to masjid or anywhere, because we are home right now. So we have to take care of that and do Jama at home and utilize this time in a better manner, because the whole mankind is being tested right now, because we are going through a calamity, and collectively we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us all and make the things easy for all of us, isn't it? So Allah inshallah will make things easy for all of us. And in the Ramadan time, inshallah, very soon Ramadan will approach. So during Ramadan, we have to take care of few things, like, we are not going anywhere, like, things are different this Ramadan compared to the other days. Right now, things are not normal, isn't it? So what we have to do, how we should face this challenge with our family collectively, isn't it? We all are going through a very big challenge right now. So do all the fard and nawafil, because you gonna get the ajr, more reward in Ramadan time. So as we have seen the hadith, right now we are in the month of Shaban, and right now we'll make ourselves ready for the Ramadan time. And this is the time, utilize it, because we can't waste time during the Ramadan time. And we are not going anywhere right now. We are home with our family. So spend some time learning Quran, discussing Hadith, and explaining to them. Just don't spend hours and hours just watching TV. Like, love is like a waste of time. but during Ramadan time you can utilize in a better manner. Not only Ramadan time, right now also you have to make sure like how you can utilize it in a better manner. So you have to utilize your time in a better manner and make use of it in a better manner. So here we have to check ourselves how we can do it. So the few things we have to make sure that just you yourself doing the things, that's not it. You have to make sure that your family is doing collectively, because this is the time right now. You got the opportunity to do it collectively with your family and everyone, isn't it? So why don't we utilize that? And everyone does collectively. We are not going to masjid, but you can do collectively Jama at home. Read Qur'an, understand it, spread the word of Allah. And this time it's like make lot of dua. May Allah make things easy. Today's lesson inshallah will start very short surahs. In just 21, we're going to do two short surahs here, Suratul Luqman and Suratul Sajda. Let's begin with Suratul Luqman. And beautiful surah, let me give you the quick detail of it. Suratul Luqman has 34 ayahs, 34 verses, and it's a Makki surah. This surah was revealed in the last year of the middle stage of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at Makkah. Its subject matters indicates that it was revealed in the same period when Surah Ankabut was revealed. And the major things it will be is Quran is the book of wisdom and a blessing for the righteous. Luqman advised to his son not to commit shirk, to associate anyone else with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in worship. Right of the parents, mother and parents, not to obey parents if they ask you to commit shirk, that also mentioned. And Islamic moral behavior and human interaction. The main reason of misguidance is the blind following of one's forefathers. If all trees were pens and oceans ink, Allah's word could not put to writing. Allah is the only reality. All other whom people invoke beside Him are false. O mankind, fear the day when neither a father shall avail his son nor a son his father. Let not Shaitan deceive you concerning this fact. So, this was the thing mentioned in Suratul Luqman. Suratul Luqman starts with Huruf Muqattat, Alif Lam Mim. Alif Lam Mim. These are the verses of a book that is wise. These are the verses of the wise book, the book that is full of wisdom as a guidance and mercy for the muhsinin, for the doer of good. This book guides and also brings mercy to who? To those who do ihsan. Who are they? Those who establish prayer and give zakah, and they of the hereafter are certain in faith. These are the qualities of muhsinin, those who establish prayer, give zakah, who have firm faith. And otherwise, we learn about muhsinin that they are also good to their relatives, the needy, they perform good deeds, they refrain from sins, who worship Allah beautifully, knowing that Allah is watching them. Those are the right guidance from their Lord, and it is those who are successful. So here the quality of muhsinin are mentioned. Who are muhsin? Muhsin is like, not the person, okay, you are doing good, I am doing good. No, not that thing. Like the person is muhsin when somebody is not good, somebody is very bad, still a person is good to you, still a person does good to you. So that's a muhsin. And here we see, no matter what, we have to do good, no matter what how the behavior the other person is doing, doesn't matter, still you're gonna do good. That's what we learn from this. And not only that, in this surah there are so many things we learn, like how Hakim Luqman will be telling his son what are the things, through giving example, he explained what he has to do. And not only that, we also learn that Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We were doing Fahm al-Quran. Today we're gonna do in this class Surah al-Luqman. We'll continue with Surah al-Luqman. We are doing Fahm al-Quran English. We are doing each and every ayah. Let's begin. Surah al-Luqman. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This also starts with Huruf al-Muqatta'at, Alif Lam Mim. These are the verses of a book that is wise. These are the verses of the wise book. This book that is full of wisdom, as a guidance and mercy for the muhsinun, for the doer of good. But who are muhsinun? To those who do ihsan, those who establish prayer and give zakah, and they of the hereafter certain in the faith. So these are the qualities of muhsinin, those who establish prayer and give zakat, and who have firm faith. And otherwise we learn about muhsinun that they are also good to their relatives, the needy, they perform good deeds, they refrain from sins, who worship Allah beautifully, knowing that Allah is watching them. Those who are on right guidance from their Lord, and it is those who are successful. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَشْتَرِي لَهْوَ الْحَدِيثِ, and of the people is who buys the amusement of speech to mislead others from the way of Allah without any knowledge, and who takes in ridicule those who have humiliating punishment. So who is this who have humiliating punishment? For what? For the one who purchased lahul hadith. And what is lahul hadith? Ghina, singing, music, such stories or soap operas or dramas, serials that consume a person so much that he is worrying about those characters, even in his prayer. That consumes a person so much that he is wondering that should I go to their Taraweeh, or should I watch the show tonight, distracting him from the good work. This is Lahwul Hadith. Prophet ﷺ said, from among my followers, there will be some people who will consider illegal sexual intercourse, the wearing of silk, the drinking of alcohol, and the use of musical instrument as lawful. Means here what we learn, they will consider this to be lawful. Prophet ﷺ said so clearly, these things are not lawful. They are unlawful, who have no doubt about it. No matter how common it has become, even if you find the music being played with the azan, right? Except that Allah, but that's not okay. You don't azan, right? Azan is going on and people still play music and they listen it. Still, that is not right, isn't it? Some people they think it's okay, but that's not okay. You don't have any excuse. And notice that what is mentioned over here, yashtari, he purchases lahwal hadith, meaning they buy it, they spend money on it, whether it's on a big screen, you call it TV, or other gadgets, purchases, downloads, or movie rentals, or whatever it may be. There are so many things, lahwal hadith. The question is, why are these things disliked? Because they make a person ghafil, heedless. They make a person heedless. Just think, Qur'an in such that if you listen to it, if you receive it, it will naturally come on your tongue. You cannot but help but read the parts of the Quran which really touches your soul, which shake you, which move your heart. You cannot help but recite them. They will come, those words will come on your tongue. And this is something natural. You keep on reciting Quran, you will notice that. In order to remove all the lahwal hadith, whether the characters of the movie or character of the drama or anything, just say A'udhu Billah and start memorizing the Quran, start memorizing the, du'as. Like, we are promoting this wrong things. Lahwal hadith, whether in the form of like, TV shows or music or whatever it may be, we have to overcome this. and we spend hours and hours. That's not right. Simply we are wasting our time. And if we are consumed by this, when you start listening to Quran, you are not going to spend the quality time to the Quran. You're going to do very soon, and you'll spend the quality time over the things which is lahwal hadith. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, two boys, as-sawat, as-sawatani malunani fid dunya wal akhirah. They are cursed in the dunya and akhirah. One is music and singing at the time of blessing. Mizmarun in the niyamate. Mizmarun, playing music at the time of nema, that Allah has blessed a person with huge blessing. Whether it's the engagement, wedding, or baby shower, whether whatever it may be, they're enjoying. What is being played at that time? Mizmarun, music. The sound is cursed by Allah. So then how do we expect peace and happiness in our marriages? That on that day when the sacred beautiful bond is being made, Allah is cursing, is being invoked also. And sorry to say, and this is going on in our culture, and it hurts a lot, believe me. And this thing you can't even stop until unless the least iman you could do is just feeling bad in your heart and moving away from that place. Unfortunately, even though people they learn so much Quran, they practice it, when the time of implementing it, unfortunately, whether what age they are, doesn't matter. I feel so bad. Aunties are doing this thing. I am so hurt about it. And that sound is cursed. The wailing and screaming at that time. Musibaten. And notice how it is mentioned over here. Liyudilla an sabilillah. Lahul hadith, what does it do? It misleads a person. It involves him so much that a person has no interest in ilm, in deen. So he does not worry about his deen or akhirah. He just concerned about what? Just lahul hadith. And people start dancing and occupying. After learning Quran, I'm not concerned about people, those who don't know. They are innocent, they are ignorant people. What about the learned people? Unfortunately, our senior citizens are doing that. What to say? I don't know. I don't have words. I'm so much grieved and so much hurt about this thing. And when I'm reading this ayah, I don't have words to say. وَيَتَّخِذَهَا huzwa. He takes the ayah of Allah is ridicule. He make fun of the ayah of Allah, even meaning he begins to feel so light-hearted. You know, like when you watch an hour of comedy, then what will happen? You will want to laugh at everything. What happens when you hear one joke after the other? You're laughing, you want to laugh, and you laugh. And what happens finally? What happens when you are consumed by that thing? It's on your head. That is lahwul hadith. We start enjoying things which is haram, which is inappropriate, which we are not supposed to do. يَتَّخِذُهَا حُزْوًا. And then even when it's come to Quran, then a person begins to ridicule that. He loses respect for the Quran because this kind of overindulgence in the entertainment, what does it do? It takes seriousness away from a person. He does not remain a serious individual. And by serious, I don't mean strict and boring. No, I don't mean that. Here the thing is, seriousness about Quran and Sunnah. When we talk about Quran and Sunnah, many people they ridicule those things. I don't know, they are innocently doing, ignorantly doing, deliberately doing. Allah knows their intention. May Allah save us from such kind of thing. This ayah number 6 has so much detail. I don't have time to spend here, but inshallah in Talimul Quran, you can listen my lecture, Surah Al-Luqman, I did on YouTube. You can listen in detail both in English and Urdu. But here the main point is whether at the time of marriage or any celebration, don't play songs, don't play music, don't start singing, please. Allah will curse that moment of time. And we want blessing, we don't want curse. And some people, they say, oh, what's wrong with it? We are happy, so we are enjoying it. There is no mahram here, only ladies are doing. So what? Is it allowed? Singing and dancing is allowed? That to the words which is haram, which is inappropriate? Astaghfirullah. Allah guide us all. وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِ آيَاتُنَا, and whenever verses are recited to him, he turns away arrogantly if he had not heard them. If there was in his ear deafness, so give him tidings of a painful punishment. So Allah is so angry and upset. Allah is saying, give him good news of painful punishment. And ayah number 8, indeed, those who believe and do righteous deeds, for them are gardens of pleasure, Jannatun Na'im. So pleasure in what? In looking, in seeing, in hearing, eating, drinking, everything pleasure. But you have to believe and do righteous deeds. Then only Jannatun Na'im, wherein they abide eternally. And this is the promise of Allah, which is truth, and He is exalted in might and wise. Now Allah is giving the good news. If you do righteous deeds, this is the thing, this is the end result in ayah number 8 and 9. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayah number 10, He created the heavens without pillars. Don't you see the heaven without pillars? That you see, and has cast into the earth firmly set mountains, lest it should shift with you and disperse therein from every creature. And we sent down rain from the sky and made grow there plants of every noble kind. So, rain is being mentioned again and again. So, sometimes, we should see and watch the creation of Allah. When you watch the heavens without pillars and mountains, how they are firmly rooted there, be thankful to Allah. Alhamdulillah. And we sent down rain from the sky and made grow their plants of every noble kind, isn't it? Especially, when you go to the place like a forest or, more plants are there, how Allah is making it grow. Nobody is taking care of that, isn't it? But it grows, it gets fruits, and how animals are there. Subhanallah. Ayah number 11, this is creation of Allah. So show me that those other than him have created, rather the wrongdoers are in clear error. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ حِكْمَةَ أَنِ اشْكُرْ لِي. In ayah number 12, it starts about how Hakim Luqman is, telling his own son what to do. And we had certainly given Luqman wisdom and be grateful to Allah. What is hikmah? Hikmah is wisdom. A person is able to make the right decision at right time. So hikmah, many people have ilm, okay? They have information stored in their brains, but when it comes to applying it, that information, they don't have hikmah. Why? Because wisdom is not there. Wisdom is the ability to transfer ilm into amal. That is wisdom. And the prophets of Allah were not just given ilm, they were given hukum, hikmah, wisdom, righteous servants of Allah, fortunate servants of Allah. Even they are given the hikmah. Because Luqman was not a prophet, but Allah gave him hikmah. He gave him wisdom. So we should ask Allah for hikmah. And we ask Allah for ilm. We should also ask Allah for hikmah. And the essence of hikmah, essence of wisdom is what? Gratitude to Allah. Because wisdom is what? Really understanding who you are, who Allah is. When a person develops this sense that I am the servant and Allah is the Lord, then what is the one way he should live in this life? The way of gratitude. Anishkorli, be grateful to Allah in every situation, whether good or bad. وَمَنْ يَشْكُرْ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ. And whoever is grateful for the benefit of himself. And whoever denies his favors, then indeed Allah is free of need and praiseworthy. Meaning, if no one is grateful to him, still Allah is deserving of praise. He does not benefit from our gratitude, isn't it? Who benefits? We benefit. This is why after every salah we should pray Allahumma aini ala zikrika wa shukrika wa husnu ibadatik. Oh Allah, allow me, give me the ability to really remember you and be grateful to you and worship you beautifully. Allahumma aini ala zikrika wa shukrika wa husnul ibadatik. So ask for hikmah, make dua. Some people, they have knowledge, but they don't have hikmah. So wherever they want, they think they should tell. I have noticed many people, like one lecture is going on, they keep on interrupting and telling the things. That's not right. That's not appropriate. That moment of time, you have to listen to them. That's not the hikmah. And you have to look for the right time and right place. Already something is going on, and it is their right. You have to listen to them and look for the right time. Don't start saying things every time, everywhere. No, you have to select the time where you can say and how many words which is appropriate. Hikmah is must. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And mention when Luqman said to his son while he was instructing him, "O my son, do not associate anything with Allah." The first lesson we need to learn. Also teach children to refrain from shirk. Yes, refrain from shirk. Inna shirka la zulmun azim. Indeed, shirk is the great injustice. Why? Because zulm is not to give someone what they deserve, and shirk is not to give Allah what He deserves. The worship that He is deserving of, giving it to somebody else. So don't ever do shirk at any cost. And this is something that we really need to remember. Also teach our children. Keep away from shirk. And for that, we have to know what shirk is. Prophet ﷺ instructed with 9 things. Out of those things was do not associate anything with Allah, even if you are cut into pieces or you're burned. Meaning suffer what loss you have to, but don't ever dare allow yourself to associate partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ever. And in another hadith we learn anyone who dies worshipping others along with Allah will definitely enter the hellfire. So the consequences are serious in the hereafter. This is why at all cost avoid shirk billahi. Don't give yourself excuses. Oh, because of that Babaji, I have to go to that shrine, and because of certain person. Never ever do that. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just do direct communication. Some people, they have reasons. They say, no, I'm not that much righteous. So ask so and so person. They are dead. They can't help themselves. How can they help you? And some people they ask Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but Allah said, "Ask me." Allah subhanahu wa taala said, "After me, I will allow Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to intercede on akhirah with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa taala." You can't ask. Still, some people they say, "Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not in this world anymore. Ya is harfe nida, who is alive. And who is alive? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hayyul Khayyum, ever living. And nobody else. You can send durood to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but you can't say. And we have enjoyed upon care of his parents. His mother carried him, increasing her in weakness upon weakness. and his weaning is in 2 years. So here what we learn in ayah number 14 about parents, especially about mother, more weakness. A mother thinks during pregnancy, after birth, things again changes, things more tough. Then what happens? Giving birth, then nursing a child, weaning for 2 years. When they stop nursing, that also a difficult task. وَفِصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ. So, anishkur li wal walidayka ilal masir. Be grateful to me and to your parents. To me is the final destination. To whom? Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the final. Who is ordering us that? We should be grateful to our parents. Allah. Wasaina. So we are celebrating this day, that day. Every day is Father's Day or Mother's Day. We have to be grateful after Allah and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Be grateful to our parents. But for the married women, things are different. They have to take care of first. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, third thing is husband. Then come parents, children, and then after that. So here we have to understand that Anishkorli will validikal masir. And the fact is that a person who is not grateful for a little, then he's not grateful for a lot either. So don't do shirk. And to Allah we have to go back. In ayah number 15, but if they endeavor to make you associate with me, who? Parents, they are forcing you to do the shirk. That of which you have no knowledge, do not obey them. To whom? To parents. But accompany them in this world. Whatever the worldly things, you have to help them, your parents, with appropriate kindness. And follow the way of those who turn back to me in repentance. Then to me will be your return, and I will inform you about what you used to do. So here in Akhirah, all your deeds will come to end. So what we see in this ayah, that even though we have to be good to our parents, but if the parents tell us to do something wrong, we are not to obey them, especially when they ask to do disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to do shirk or to do disobedience to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are not going to do that. Saad bin Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu, this ayah was revealed about him. Why? Because his mother swore that she would neither eat or drink, who? Saad bin Waqqas' mother, until he would leave Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Allah revealed that no, you're not going to listen to your mother at this time. However, in worldly matters, keep doing good. All the taking care of him, whether food or shelter, everything. بِهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. Meaning, if they are bad to you, you don't do bad in return. Just don't listen to them when they tell you to do something wrong in the deen. Other than that, you have to respect them and you have to take care of them no matter what. So, sometimes what happens, we belittle our parents and we say, oh, they don't know anything about Quran and Sunnah. They say, don't do that. What we learn from here, like, if they are doing shirk, tell them nicely. In worldly things, you have to take care of them and make them understand, make dua for them. Allah will make things easy for them. And remember the sister of Aisha radiallahu anha, when her mother was coming from Makkah and she wanted some financial help from her daughter Asma radiallahu anha. When she wanted financially help from her, she was concerned. She came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked, "My mother is coming. What should I do? Should I help her?" Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Sila ummiki." Be good to your mother. Maintain ties with her. Means yes. Even though they are doing shirk, but in worldly thing, You have to take care of them. You can't, abandon them saying, oh, they are doing shirk, they are so and so, so I'm not taking care of them. You have to take care of them, make dua, be good to them, but don't listen in the matter of religion. Ayah number 16, and Luqman said, O my son, indeed, if wrong should be the weight of a mustard seed and should be within a rock or anywhere in the heaven or in the earth, Allah will bring it forth. So the size of a mustard seed being hidden in the middle of the rock. Just imagine how the example has been given here. Or somewhere up in the sky in the Allah knows its exact location. And a huge plane could be lost somewhere in the world and the people of the world could not find it. But Allah knows. Here, Qardal, mustard seed, it seems small, but what it is telling us that there is nothing hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What if it is a tiny amount of pride in the heart of a person? Allah knows that. So, ayah, what it teaches us, even pride equal to mustard seed, it's not hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, Allah is subtle and acquainted. In our ayah number 17, O my son, establish prayer, enjoin what is right, forbidden what is wrong, and annaha anil munkar. And here, be patient what befalls you. Indeed, all that is matter requiring determination. This is very important because forbid what is wrong, do what is right, order what is right. Because what happens? We tell children this is right, this is wrong. When they go outside in the world, they see people are doing something else. Then what happens? They begin to doubt the parents. Who's right, who's wrong? So give somebody the confidence that what you're doing is right. You need to give them this confidence. When you uh, do something, so you have to be role model. You're just saying, but you are not doing yourself. Does it affect your children? No. Here, oh my son, first establish prayer. And when you say establish prayer, you have to be role model. You have to pray. Enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. This is a serious matter. Enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. People don't want to listen. They say, who you are? Why should I listen to you? If you stop from the wrong, they don't want to recognize you. They will be very mean to you. But that is the part of the religion. You have to do it, but with the hikmah, with the wisdom, you have to do it. And be patient over what befalls you. Because these are the matter which is difficult. Whether you are praying, whether you are stopping from the munkar, whether you are giving the good thing, or this is the good thing, you have to do. Indeed, all these of the matters requiring determination. Not only you have to be patient on this, it needs determination. So ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be firm and determined. And do not turn your cheek in contempt towards people. وَلَا تُسَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. Do not turn your cheek in contempt towards people and do not walk through the earth exultantly. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful. So, what is turning your cheek? Like, I'm not your friend. Do you understand? This is turning your cheek, what a person doesn't look at another in eye. But, typical in girls, especially, turn face away. I'm not your friend. Or completely ignoring it. As if other person was not even seen, was not even noticed. It's not just young girl. Everybody does it. Even whether they are in 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, still they do it. But here, وَلَا تُصَيِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. When you turn the cheek, what happens? Everybody knows, you don't want to listen. And it's like, also being boastful. Prophet ﷺ said, Allah has revealed to me that you must be humble. So no one oppresses another and boast over another. We should not boast over each other, show off, or I'm this, and don't be, don't be boastful. Allah don't like that. Ayah number 19, and be moderate in your pace and lower your voice. Indeed, the most disagreeable of sound is the voice of donkey. Meaning, don't talk in full volume all the time. Why? Because example is enough for us. Donkey. A donkey, we don't want to compare oneself with donkey, isn't it? And when donkey brays, that's displeasing to your ears, isn't it? So when you yell, when you shout, it will be that much displeasing to others. And in ayah number 20, do you not see that Allah has made subject to you whatever in heavens and earth, and imply bestowed upon you his favors, both apparent and unapparent? But the people is he who dispute about Allah without knowledge or guidance or enlightening book from him. In ayah number 21, when it is said to them, follow what Allah has revealed, they say, rather, we will follow that upon which we found our forefathers. And even if Shaitan was inviting them to the punishment of the blaze. So this is very common, isn't it? Still the people say, oh, we are following our forefathers. When I ask them, oh, what about their, even the fashion and the food they used to cook, the way, no, we are not following that. Then why the deen when you know this is incorrect? Why don't you ratify that? That will be everlasting, isn't it? This is the thing we're going to take in the akhirah. Allah guide them. Ayah number 22, وَمَنْ يُسْلِمْ وَجْهَهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَهُوَ الْمُحْسِنُ فَقَدِ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى وَإِلَى اللَّهِ عَاقِبَةُ الْأُمُورِ. Whoever submit his face to Allah while he is a doer of good, then he has grasped the most trustworthy handhold, and to Allah be the outcome of all matters. So, to Allah, I'm submitting myself to you. I'm going to willingly obey you. Meaning, He does good. Also, He doesn't just say that, oh Allah, I surrender, I love you, I'm your servant. He also does good. Meaning, Allah will strengthen him, Allah will give him the ability to remain firm and strong. And number 23, and whoever has disbelief, let not his disbelief grieve you. To us their return, and we will inform them of what they did. Indeed, Allah is knowing of what within their chest. So Allah knows what we have in our heart. We grant them enjoyment for little, then we will force them to massive punishment. And in ayah number 25, and if you ask them who created heaven and earth, they would surely say Allah. Qul alhamdulillah, say all praises due to Allah, but most of them do not know. To Allah belongs whatever in heaven and earth. Indeed, Allah is free of need and praiseworthy. And ayah number 27, and if whatever trees upon the earth were pens, and the sea were ink, replenished thereafter by 7 or more seas, the word of Allah would not be exhausted. Indeed, Allah is exalted, might and wise. So kalimat of Allah would never end. Meaning, if a person start writing the words of Allah, the words that Allah has said, the orders that Allah has given, the matter that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decided, the creation that Allah has created, mean if a person were to start writing the kalimat, could be also the words of praising of Allah is deserving, or you could convert the entire trees, wood that exists on this earth into pens, and the entire water into the ink, and then double the water, but still ma nafidat kalimatullah. What does this show? The power, the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know that dua, أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. So here we see أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات is most complete and perfect words of Allah. The words of Allah, it's not an ordinary dua. This is why Prophet ﷺ said when a person lands in a place, he arrives at a place, like for example, you go somewhere, you make dua, you go camping, after that you make dua. So wherever you go, make dua. Dua is so powerful. The words are mentioned. That is praising of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, number 28, your creation and your resurrection will not be but as that of a single soul. Means indeed Allah is hearing and seeing. Do you not see that Allah causes the night to enter the day and causes the day to enter the night as subjected the sun and the moon, each running in its course for a specified term, and that Allah with whatever you do is acquainted. And number 30, that is because Allah is the truth and that they call upon other than him is falsehood, and because Allah is most high, the grand. Do you not see that ships sail through the sea by favor of Allah, that he may show you of his signs? Indeed, in that are signs for everyone patient and grateful. Ayah number 32. And when waves come over them like canopies, they supplicate to Allah. They supplicate Allah sincerely to Him in religion. But when He delivers them to land, there are some of them who are moderate in faith. And none rejects our sign except everyone treacherous and ungrateful. In ayah number 33, O people, Ya ayyuhan nasu ittaqu rabbakum. Fear your Lord. Wakshaw Yawman, and fear his day when no father will avail his son, nor will a son will avail his father at all. Indeed, the promise of Allah is truth. So let not the worldly life delude you, and be not deceived about Allah by the deceiver. Who is the deceiver? Shaitan. This is reality of the life. That this world is green, luscious, beautiful, but in reality it is deceptive. Allah تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. It is deceptive. Prophet ﷺ said, indeed, this world is green, luscious, sweet. Whoever acquires it through haq, meaning through that which is right, then he will be granted blessing in it. Who takes from the wealth of Allah and His Messenger unjustly, meaning he adopt wrong way in acquiring this world, then they will get nothing the day they will meet Allah. So they got deceived of this worldly life. They wanted everything here. Then what they will get in the hereafter on the day of judgment? Nothing. So reality of this life, no matter how much a person has, how enjoyable, how delicious it may be, it comes to an end. Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith is from Musnad Ahmad, the food of the son of Adam is example of the world. No matter how flavor it has, you prepare, see what it is the outcome. You see what will be the end result of that. So here in ayah number 34, indeed Allah alone has knowledge of the hour and sends down the rain and knows what is in the womb, and no soul perceives what it will earn tomorrow, and no soul perceives in what land it will die. Indeed Allah is knowing and acquainted. So don't forget Him, don't be deceived by this worldly life. Allah knows, don't forget, and Allah is knowing of everything. So here we end the Suratul Luqman, and we learned so many things in Suratul Luqman. May Allah guide us all. So here the most important thing we learned was about the hikmah and lahwul hadith. Jazakallah khair. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We were doing Fahm al-Qur'an. Today we're gonna do in this class Suratul Luqman. We'll continue with Suratul Luqman. We are doing Fahm al-Qur'an English. We are doing each and every ayah. Let's begin. Suratul Luqman. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This also starts with Huruf Muqatta'at, Alif Lam Mim. These are the verses of a book that is wise. These are the verses of the wise book. This book that is full of wisdom, as a guidance and mercy for the muhsinun, for the doer of good. But who are muhsinun? To those who do ihsan, those who establish prayer and give zakah, and they of the hereafter certain in the faith. So these are the qualities of muhsinin, those who establish prayer and give zakat, and who have firm faith. And otherwise, we learn about muhsinun that they are also good to their relatives, the needy, they perform good deeds, they refrain from sins, who worship Allah beautifully, knowing that Allah is watching them. Those who are on right guidance from their Lord, and it is those who are successful. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَشْتَرِي لَهْوَ الْحَدِيثِ, and of the people is who buys the amusement of speech to mislead others from the way of Allah without any knowledge, and who takes in ridicule those who have humiliating punishment. So who is this who has من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Welcome you all from Al-Qur'an. Today in this class we're going to complete Surah Al-Sajda and Surah Al-Ahzab. Inshallah we're going to complete juz number 21. Let's begin. Surah Al-Sajda, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. It starts with حروف مقطعات ألف لام ميم تنزيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين. This is the revelation of the book about which there is no doubt about from the Lord of the world. The Quran is not magic, It's not a false statement. It's not fabrication. It's not just stories. It is the revelation from the Lord of the world, Rabbil Alameen. Or do they say he invented it? Rather, it is the truth from your Lord that you may warn a people to whom no warner has come before you, so perhaps they will be guided. Meaning, those whom the Quran has not reached should be given this Quran so that they may wake up and correct their lives. This is the book which guides you, which corrects your mistakes. So when you open the Quran, think this is the Quran which will take you to Jannah. But you have to read it, understand, and implement it. It is Allah who created the heavens and the earth and whatever is between them in 6 days. In how many days Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created heaven and earth? 6 days. Then He established Himself above the throne. You have not besides Him any protector or any intercessor. So will you not be reminded? Allah is asking. Ayah number 5. He arranges each matter from the heaven to earth, then it will be ascend to him in a day, the extent of which is 1,000 years of this which you count. Meaning, Allah created the creation. He regulates the affairs of the creation. He plans them all. From the sky down to the earth, everything. There is no atom except that Allah plans for it. And then the reports, the deeds, they are presented before Him, before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, whatever is done, even though He knows what is done, still look at the perfect system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That things are executed. Then what happens? Summa yaruju ilayhi. Then reports are presented before Him, including our deeds. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the deeds are presented every Thursday and Monday. And in another narration, we learn Prophet ﷺ used to fast every Monday and Thursday. And he said, actions are presented every Monday and Thursday. I like my deeds are presented while I'm fasting. And Allah grants forgiveness, pardons to every person who does not associate anything with Allah, means not doing shirk, except the person in whose heart there is a rancor against his brother. It is said, put both of them up until they are reconciled. It will be clear before that. So if you are in a fight with somebody, maybe you are not talking to somebody, angry with somebody, if this is the case, Monday or Thursday, deeds are present. Just clear your hearts. This is the time, everyone, just clear your hearts. It's just a phone call, it's just a message, or sometimes you just have to go to their home. That's it. Don't think that much. في يوم كان مقداره ألف سنة مما تعودون. Meaning that day, because you wonder everybody's deeds are presented to Allah, how long will it take? The span of time down here and up there, the calculation of time is completely different. So here on earth is 24 hours. one day, right? On Venus, one day, its length is 116 Earth days. Can you imagine 116 Earth days, 18 hours and 0 minutes? But on Jupiter, it's like, 9 hours, 56 minutes of the Earth hour. How many? On Jupiter, it's 9 hours and 56 minutes of the Earth hour. So this is just like the Milky Way, huge difference from planet to planet. We all know that. We study in the galaxy, in the social. Then what do you think about what is beyond the Milky Way? Ayah number 6. ذَلِكَ عَلِمُ الْغَيْبِ الشَّهَادَةِ عَزِيزٌ Rahim. That is the knower of the unseen and the witness, the exalted in mind, the merciful, who perfected everything which he created and began the creation of man from clay. Then he made his posterity out of extract of liquid, that is disdained. So, what we have been made from liquid, that is not even worth talking about it, isn't it? Ayah number 9. Then he proportionate him and breathed into him from his created soul and made for you hearing and vision and hearts. Little are you grateful. And they say, when we are lost within the earth, will we indeed be resurrected in a new creation? Rather, they are in the matter of meeting with their Lord disbelievers. They are not sure about it. Allah says in ayah number 11, say, the angel of death will take you who has been entrusted with you. Then to your Lord you will be returned. So, ayah number 11, the angel of death. The angel of death is not coming alone with the delegation. So if you see this, قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ. See, the angel of death who has been assigned for you will take your soul in you full, then you will brought back to your Lord. If you could see when criminals are hanging their heads before their Lord, in utter embarrassment, saying what they're saying, our Lord, we have been seen and heard, so return us to the world. We will work righteousness. Indeed, we are now certain. After saying all this, now they are asking, Rabbana absina wa samena farjina namal salihan inna muqinun. Is there any second chance? Is there? No, there is no second chance. This is the time you have to work hard for Jannah. You have to have conviction. Ayah number 13. And if we had will, we could have given every soul its guidance. وَلَوْ شِئْنَا لَآتَيْنَا كُلُّ نَفْسٍ هُدَى. Huda, guidance, hudaha, walakinna haqqal qawlu minni. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Al-qawlu minni la amalanna jahannama min al-jinnati wan nasi ajma'in. So here in ayah number 13, if Allah will, we could have given every soul its guidance. Allah is saying that. But the word from me will come into the effect that I will surely fill hell with jinn and people all together. That's what Allah is saying. So we could have force fed, guidance to the people, just like some mothers try to force and feed their children. What happens? They throw up. So likewise, people, Allah says, He could have forced them to accept guidance, meaning Allah does not force people to accept guidance, faith, iman. When they don't accept iman, faith, then what is the sad reality? The majority of the people, they don't believe. Who did they believe? Shaitan. And remember, even Shaitan challenged Allah that I will take Adam's children to hell with me. So what did Allah say? That okay, I will fill hell with you, those who follow you. So this is the word will come true. And Shaitan said, okay, I will mislead the people. So Allah said, those who follow you, I will fill the hell. Number 14. So taste punishment because you forgot the meeting of this your day. Indeed, we have accordingly forgotten you. Inna nasinakum. So this is so frightening. Imagine if a person does not remember Allah in this world, in this life, in the next life, he will be forgotten by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is so painful. When you realize someone did not remember you, do you ever find out somebody had an, you know, if they have party or something, do you want to go there? Because you don't give that much importance. Nasinakum, the same thing, yeah, like you are forgetting here. It's very hurtful to know, like you have been forgotten. So the people of hell, this will be the worst thing. Inna nasinakum, and taste the punishment of eternity for what you used to do. Only those who believe in our verses, who, when they are reminded by them, fall down in the prostration and they exalt Allah with the praise of their Lord, and they are not arrogant. There is a sajda over here. You can do sajda, all the listeners, there and then, or you can do it later. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayah number 15, إنما يؤمن بآياتنا الذين إذا ذكروا بها خروا سجدا وسبحوا بحمد ربهم وهم لا يستكبرون. So if you are done sujood, please come back. So here Allah is saying the people, when they are reminded of the verses, they do sajda. They praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are not arrogant. Those who remember Allah such that they fall in sujood, prostration, Allah remember them also. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it's reported in Ibn Majah that when anything come to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam which caused pleasure or by which he was made glad, he would prostrate, go into the sujood. He will give the gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is very beautiful. I love this. They arise from their bed, they supplicate their Lord in fear and aspiration, and from that we have provided them, they spend. تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع يدعون ربهم خوفا وطمعا ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. Their sides remain apart from their beds. They call their Lord with fear and hope, spend in charity out of what we have given to them. Special ayah number 16 talks about the Tahajjud prayer. Like they separate from the bed. They want to spend time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in seclusion. They want to ask يَدْعُونَ رَبُّهُمْ خَوْفٌ وَطَمْعًا, hope and fear. We should have that. Meaning their nights are spent in remembering Allah. When something is on your head, you want something, you're afraid of something, what happens? You can't even sleep in the night. So those who remember Allah in their lives, they remember Allah day and night. Tell yourself, if you're not doing tahajjud till now, tell yourself, Allah, wake me up for the tahajjud. In the starting, you can make the habit like 30 minutes before Fajr. Gradually, you can increase it, inshallah. So that is the time you can do more ibadah. You can memorize Qur'an, you can memorize meaning, translation, tafsir, hadith, even for the worldly things if you pick up that time. But worldly things we do all the time. But for the Rabb, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, keep that time. Just you and your prayers, and Allah is watching and Allah is witnessing and nobody is watching, and that's what we want, isn't it? And no soul knows what has been hidden for them of comfort for eyes as reward for what they used to do. So no person knows the reward of Allah has in store for them. Because sometimes when you are working so hard, you're striving, you're standing in qiyam and your feet are hurting, your back is hurting and you're falling asleep, and in the day you feel completely broken because you hardly have any sleep. Especially I'm talking about Ramadan time. It happens, isn't it? But even though you're like not sleeping, but still you give your 100% in Ramadan time. You fast, you do qiyam, you wake up, you do suhoor, Again you wake up, again you go to Taraweeh, and days goes, and in the end you still feel, oh, I'm lacking, I didn't do my ibadah completely, I want to do more, I want to do more, isn't it? That's how a moment will be. Moment always left to do more, isn't it? So here we all want to do more. So here we see we want to do more and more ibadah, isn't it? So, and no soul knows what has been, no soul knows what has been kept for the, has been hidden for them of the comfort for eyes as rewards for what they used to do. So, no person knows the reward Allah has stored for them. So, there's a hadith regarding that. Prophet ﷺ said, Allah says, I have prepared for my righteous servants which no eyes has ever seen, no ear has ever heard, and no human heart has ever perceived, but it is testified by the book of Allah. And then he recited this ayah number 17, and he recited this ayah. فلا تعلم نفس ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين جزاء بما كانوا يعملون. So in another hadith, we learn that Prophet ﷺ said, Musa ﷺ once asked Allah that, O Allah, who amongst the people of Jannah is the lowest in rank? Allah said, the person who will be admitted into the Jannah, the last of that who has deserving Jannah, it will be said to him, enter Jannah. The person will say, oh my Lord, how should I enter? While the people have settled in their homes and taken their shares. Like when you are the last one in any way, you feel like there is nothing left. All the good has been taken, isn't it? That's the normal thing we think. So this person will enter Jannah. He will say, how should I go where here everything has been taken, isn't it? That's what we think. It would be said to him, would you be pleased if there is for you like the kingdom of a king among the kings of the worlds? Would you be happy with that? Imagine in place like Jannah that is equal to the size of maybe, a bigger country. We don't know. The person will say, I am pleased, my Lord. So Allah will say, for you is that and like that and like that and like that, meaning 5 times. And then person will say, I am pleased, my Lord. Allah will say, it is for you 10 times like it, and for you is what your soul desires, and your eyes enjoy. And the servant will say, Raditu Rabbi. I am pleased, my Lord. I am pleased with the equivalent of the one kingdom, but you have given me many times. Musa alayhis salam said, O Allah, which is the highest of the ranks? Meaning, which person? If this is the lowest, then who is the highest person in Jannah? Allah said, they are those whom I have chosen. They are those I have selected. I have planted their honorable homes with my own hands and then set a seal over it. It is a seal, so no one knows what is inside there. When they will come, they will open it and they will see what is inside. Then this ayah is mentioned. So this is the delight of Jannah. So no souls that delight of eyes is hidden from them, a reward for what they did. Some gifts of Jannah we are informed about, but other gifts they are sealed. What are they? You have to go there and to discover. Why when we pursue the dunyavi things, like in the worldly things, we compare with that, with the petty things. Let it be surprise. Allah knows how it's gonna be. But here, this is the time. Jazaum bima kanu yamalun. The reward of what they used to do. They did the amal yamalun. It's from Ain Mim Lam amal. So let's do the amal, inshallah, and take it to the Jannah, inshallah. In ayah number 18, then is one who has a believer like the one who has defiantly disobedient? No, they are not equal. People think, oh, if I'm doing this and that, that's okay. You can, if you give the water to dog, Allah will forgive you. No matter how bad they are, how evil things they are doing, that too they are doing deliberately, and later they are. So Allah is saying, "Afaman kana mu'minan kaman kana fasikan la yastawun." So can one who is believer become like the one who is sinner? They cannot be equal. They cannot be equal. And number 19, as for those who believe and did righteous deeds, for them will the gardens of refuge as accommodation for they used to do. أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم جنات مأوى نزل بما كانوا يعملون. But on the contrary, فأما الذين فسقوا مأواهم النار كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها وقيل لهم ذوقوا العذاب النار الذي كنتم به تكذبون. And the one who disobeyed, their abode is fire and nar. Kullama aradu, and whenever they wish to come out from it, they will be turned back. Yakhruju minha uidu fiha, and it will be said to them, taste, waqila lahum zuhu azabun nar. Taste the punishment of fire that you used to deny. And in ayah number 21, and will surely let them taste the nearest punishment short, that greatest punishment, that perhaps they repent. So here ayah number 21, wala nuziqannahum min al azabil adna dun al azabil akbari la'allahum yarjun, and will certainly make them taste the nearest punishment. Here nearest punishment is, you will taste the punishment in this world also. Okay. uh, Azabul adna, and dunal azabul akbar, the greater punishment, so that they may return in the hereafter. Allah put us in difficulty. Now we realize the wrong we are doing. We admit our mistakes. We repent. So we are saved from the greater punishment in the hereafter. And in ayah number 22, Allah says, and who is more unjust than one who is reminded of the verses of his Lord, then he returns away from them. Indeed, we from the criminals will take retribution. And we certainly gave Musa the scripture, so don't be in doubt over his meeting. And we made the Torah guidance for the children of Israel. And we made for them the leaders guiding by our command when they were patient. So when it is they, when they were certain of our signs, indeed your Lord will judge between them on the day of resurrection concerning that over which they used to differ. Has it not been clear to them how many generations we destroyed before them as they walked among their dwellings? Indeed, in that are signs. Then do they not hear? Have they not seen that we drive the water in clouds to barren land and bring forth thereby crops from which their livestock eat, and they eat themselves? And then do they not see? And they say, when will be the conquest if you should be truthful? When are going to be the victorious? They are asking Muslims, the mushrikeen of Makkah used to mock at the Muslims. In ayah number 29, say, on the day of conquest, the belief of those who had believed will not benefit them, nor will they be deprived. Meaning, when the judgment comes, when the hour comes, Iman will not help you then. So turn away from them and wait. Indeed, they are waiting. So here, when Surah Sajda, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to recite daily in the night. So make it a habit to start reciting it. If you didn't recite till now, after Isha, make a habit to recite it because it's a sunnah. Surah Al-Ahzab, inshallah, in this juz we're going to complete till ayah number 30. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. يا أيها النبي اتق الله ولا تطع الكافرين والمنافقين إن الله كان عليما حكيما. O Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, fear Allah and do not obey the disbelievers and hypocrites. Surely Allah is all knowing, all wise. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, O Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, fear Allah and do not obey disbelievers and the hypocrites. Indeed, Allah is over knowing and wise. And follow that which is revealed to you and your Lord. Indeed, Allah is ever with what you do acquainted. And rely upon Allah, and is sufficient is Allah is disposer of affairs. Allah has not made for a man two hearts in his interior. So, and he has not made your wives whom your declare unlawful your mothers, and he has not made your wives whom you declare unlawful your mothers, and he has not made your adopted son as your true sons. So there are so many hukum here. We'll see that is merely you're saying by your mouth, but Allah says the truth. He guides to the right way. So Allah has not made a man with two hearts. Means a person cannot have inflicting beliefs in same heart. A person cannot have opposite things in one heart. No, it's either iman or it's kufr. It's either haya or immodesty. Or it's either a clean heart or is filled with jealousy, animosity, and backbiting, and so on. And he has not made your wives whom you declare unlawful your mothers, because the mushrikeen had this custom that if they want to permanently divorce their wives, they would say, you are like my mother. So Allah is saying, so from now you are my mother because I'm declaring you my mother. So now this woman is neither divorced nor is she going to be treated like a wife. So Allah said, He has not made your wives whom you declare unlawful your mothers, and He has not made your adopted son as true sons. Meaning, just because you call someone your child, you can even give them your name. You can't. But they don't become your child. You are thinking, oh, he's my child. Okay, but you can't give your name. This is merely your saying by your mouth. It does not change reality. But Allah says the truth and He guides to the right way. In this, such a beautiful lesson that people can say whatever they want. If it's not true, it's just not true. So don't get worked up. Ud'uhum li'abaihim huwa aqsatu indallah. Call them by the name of their fathers. It is more just in the sight of Allah, but if you do not know their father's name, then they are still your brothers in religion and those entrusted to you, and there is no blame upon you for that in which you have erred, but only for what your hearts intended, and ever is Allah forgiving and merciful. Let's see this because this is the ayah very important. Ud'uhum li abaihim huwa aqsatu indallah. Call them by the names of their fathers, meaning if you do have a child in your care and you would like to treat them like your own son, treat them like your own child. However, be fair and truthful over there, but call them with the names of their fathers. Don't say you are their father when you are not there. Don't say that, okay? Call them with their own father, like biological. It is more just in the sight of Allah. But if you do not know their father's name, what if like you do not know? Then it is also possible that a child is in your care. You don't even know who the father is. That's okay. Then they are still your brothers in religion and those entrusted to you, and there is no blame upon you for that in which you have erred, but only for what your hearts intended, and ever is Allah forgiving and merciful. Meaning, Allah will forgive the past mistakes if you correct your present state. This is something very serious. What we learn over here that we cannot say that someone is our father when they are not actually our father, or that somebody is our child when they are actually not your child, unless people knows it understood. You adopt your child, tell them you adopted, even though if it's your own brother's child or own sister's, like biologically you can't change the lineage. There's nothing wrong here calling your own child, but call them with the father's name. The Prophet ﷺ said, He who claim his fatherhood for another one beside his own father, knowingly that he was not his father to him, paradise is forbidden. Jannah is forbidden. Sometimes you are angry with your biological father because he didn't take care of you, and some uncle took care of you, and now you're saying, No, he is not my father. I'm not calling him dad, and I'm calling this person dad because he took care of me. No, you can't do that because Jannah is haram for you. Jannah is forbidden for you. You can't do that. So, do you want to forbid yourself Jannah? No, we don't want, right? So, meaning if a person says, "Oh, I am the son so and so," when in reality he is not the son, knowingly he does not this. So, this is not the right thing. So, you have to be careful in this matter. There's a curse of Allah, that of His angels, and that of the whole mankind upon him. Allah will not accept the obligatory acts for the nafal act of that person who says, even though it's he who claims that anyone else of his father besides his own father, or makes one of his Mawla other than the one who actually freed him, who in the olden time they used to buy the slave and free the slave, that kind of thing talking about. And here in ayah number 6 we see ayah number 6 here. Suratul Ahzab, ayah number 6. An-Nabiyyu ula bil mu'minina min anfusihim. The Prophet is more worthy of believer than themselves, and his wives are in possession of their mothers and those of blood relationship, and more entitled to inheritance in the degree of Allah than other believers. And the immigrants accept that you may do to your close associates a kindness through bequest. And that was in the book inscribed. Because when in the beginning, when Muslims migrated to Medina, brotherhood was established between the Muslims. So over here, it is made clear that even though they are your brothers in religion, they don't inherit from you. You don't inherit from them. They don't take your name and you don't take their name. It's a blood relatives. Okay. And mentioned when we took from the prophets the covenant, and from you and from Nuh al-Islam and Ibrahim and Musa and Isa, then son of Mary, and we took from them a solemn covenant. So what covenant? Of worshipping Allah, of conveying the message to the people, and also telling them of coming of the final prophet, and that he may question the truthful about their truth, and he has prepared for them disbelievers a painful punishment for the disbelievers. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O you who have believed, remember the favor of Allah upon you when armies came to attack you, and we sent upon them a wind and armies of angels you did not see, and ever is Allah of what you do see. So this is referring to the battle of Hunayn. So here, no, a battle of Kandak. Battle of Kandak. Inshallah, we'll end here our session. We'll continue our session in next class. And we have seen few things about Welcome Ramadan. So here about Welcome Ramadan will continue. That you have to adjust accordingly, and quickly you have to make sure like you are there before Fard prayer, so that you will be on time. And after coming from Tarawih, try to sleep for some time and then wake up early, like Tahajjud time, and make use of that. Ask forgiveness and preparation for suhoor. And these are only few days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. So let's see Istiqbalu Ramadan, welcoming Ramadan with the invocation. The beginning of Ramadan is determined by the sighting of the new moon. When we see the new moon, that it is confirmed that it's the Ramadan starts. So one should make an effort to sight the moon. We should see the moon. The Prophet ﷺ said, whenever you sight the new moon of the month of Ramadan, observe fast. And when you sighted the new moon of Shawwal, break it. And if sky is cloudy for you, then observe fast for 30 days. This is in Sahih Muslim. So depends, for sure you can see or not. And then in this context, welcome the Ramadan with joy and lot of du'as, and make the following dua when you see the new moon. Allahumma ahillahu alayna bil yumni wal imani was salamati wal islami rabbi wa rabbukallah. O Allah, let this moon month pass over us with blessing, iman, safety, and the state of Islam. O moon, my Rabb and your Rabb is Allah. This is in Sunan Tirmizi. And there is one more dua. Allahu Akbar, Allahumma ahillahu alayna بالأمن والإيمان والسلامة والإسلام وتوفيق لما تحب وترضى ربنا وربك الله. And the meaning of this is, Allah is the greatest. O Allah, let the crescent arise above us in the safety, faith, peace and Islam, and in the agreement with all that you love and that which pleases you. O our Rabb and my Rabb and your Rabb is Allah. And to whom we are saying that? To the moon, to the crescent. And may Allah make this Ramadan better than all our previous Ramadan. Ameen. So when we say Ramadan, it's a Shahrul Ramadan, and that is the month of Barakah, the month of mercy and blessings, isn't it? When you see the Ramadan month, we have so much blessing and Barakah. Even in the time you can able to do so much ibadah, still you are good to go, energetic. Ramadan is that blessed month in which Allah showered His special mercy and blessings on His servants. The devils are chained, and Allah encourages His servants to excel in good deeds, so that performing good deeds is easier for them. Prophet ﷺ said, "Iza kana Ramadanu futihati abwabu rahma." When there comes the month of Ramadan, the gates of mercy are open. What is that? Mercy are open. So futihati abwabu rahma. This is in Sahih Muslim. There is another hadith regarding that. Ramadan has come to you, a blessed month. Allah has made obligatory upon you its fasting. In it, gates of the heavens are opened, the gates of the hellfire are closed, and the devils are chained. To Allah belongs a night in it, which is better than 1,000 months. Which is that? Laylatul Qadr. Whoever is prevented from its good, then has been deprived. So we have to avail that. This is in Musnad Ahmad. So what we have to do? Hasten in all types of good deeds, such as worship, charity, means dua, like ibadah, zikr, helping others, greeting others with salam, smiling. And devils are chained means it's easier to urge our opportunity to do good. And do not lose the opportunity. When you are getting it, do it. And memorize new duas and memorize surah. Make intention, okay, in this Ramadan I'm going to do this and this surah. At least, we can memorize those surahs, especially like we recite, like Suratul Kahf on Friday and Suratul Mulk, Suratul Sajda. Those at least we can, or Surah Rahman. Just check yourself, whichever, at least try to make a target. At least one ayah a day. Okay, that also you can. If you are comfortable in memorizing 38 juz, at least 1 or 2 surahs or more than that, it's good. So here, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika astaghiz asli li shani kullahu wa la takilni ila nafsi tarfatayn. This is in morning evening dua. O ever living one, eternal one, by your mercy I call you to set right all my affairs. Do not hand me over to my soul, even for the blinking of an eye. This is very beautiful dua. Sunan al-Kubra, it's there. And it is reported from Hudayfa radiyallahu anhu. The Prophet ﷺ said, the trial, fitna of a man is in respect of his wife, money, children, neighbors, means spouse, you can say, expiated by his prayers, fasting, charity, and by enjoying what is good and forbidding what is evil. This is in Sahih al-Bukhari. Shahru Siyam, the month of Siyam, means fasting is a special act of worship of the month of Ramadan, which was made mandatory in Shaban 2nd Hijri. Thereafter, the Prophet ﷺ observed obligatory fast of Ramadan. For the remainder of his life, rest of this life, he fasted. Fasting was obligatory for the previous nation also. Now for the Muslim Ummah, for whom Allah chooses the month of Ramadan, is the month of fasting. Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 183, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba alal lazina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. O you who believe, decree upon you is fasting as it was decreed upon those who before you, that you may become righteous. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying kutiba, it's made compulsory, mandatory, decreed upon you. Siyam, you have to do it. Kama kutiba alal lazina, it was there before also. Min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. What is the main purpose of fasting? To achieve taqwa, fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمْ شَهْرُ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 185. Whoever sights the new month of the month, let him fast. Here it says shahru wal yasumu, like shahida is you witnessing, like you are alive and you are perfectly alright, you are physically sound, then do the siyam, do the fasting. So the obligation to fast is proved by several sayings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Islam is built on 5 pillars. Bunyan Islama ala khamsin. We all know this hadith, ala khamsin. And what is that? First is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And the second thing is doing salah, wa iqamus salat, and then wa ita'i zakat, and paying zakat, wa hajjil baiti, and doing the hajj, and wa sawma Ramadan, and then fasting, which is compulsory in the month of Ramadan. So fasting is a means of entry into paradise, into Jannah. Abu Umama radiallahu anhu reported that I came to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, order me to perform a deed that will allow me to enter Jannah. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, alayka bis-sawmi fa innahu la misla lahu. Stick to fasting as there is no equivalent to it. This is in Sunan an-Nasai. There is a special door in Jannah for those who fast. Okay, what is that? Yeah, we all know, right? Isn't it? So let's see what is that door. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, indeed there is a gate of paradise that is called Babu Rayyan. So there are 8 gates, right? So we're going to try to enter from at least one door. We want to try all the 8 of them, and this is the Babu Rayyan. Ar-Rayyan, those who fast, only they can enter, only they are eligible to enter. So it will be called on the day of judgment, where are the ones who fast? So whoever fast among the people will be made to enter this, and the one who enter, it will be never be thirsty. Sunan Ibn Majah. And Allah will give the reward for fasting himself. Only Allah will give, nobody else. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah says, kullu amali ibn Adam lahu illa siyama fa innahu li wa anal ajri bihi. Every good deed of the son of Adam is for him, except for fasting. It's for me. Who is saying? Allah is saying this is for me, and I shall reward the fasting person for it. This is in Sahih Bukhari. It is a great honor that while other good deeds receive a reward from 10 to 700, the actual reward for fasting has been kept hidden. Since fasting itself is hidden act of worship, isn't it? Like, Allah knows. You can lie to people and you can escape, but you can't escape Allah. Allah knows whether you are eating or not, whether you are fasting or not, and that is for the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now when we fast, we have odor in our mouth, isn't it? The odor from the mouth of the fasting person has been appreciated. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, by in whose hands is my soul, the breath of the fasting person is more pleasing to Allah than the fragrance of musk. Just imagine, fragrance of musk. This is in Sahih al-Bukhari. And fasting is a shield. As-siyamu junnatun minan nari ka junnatin ahadikum minal qital. Fasting is a shield from the hellfire, like the shield of the one you in battle. You know how the shield will be? So this is going to be your shield. This is in Sunan Ibn Majah. Through fasting, people are saved from all those sins which may lead them to hellfire. Fasting is a protection from hellfire. No slave fast one day in the way of Allah without Allah putting his face a 70 years journey away from the hellfire and the account of the day. This is in Sahih Muslim. Let's see what is Siyam. In Arabic language, the word Siyam literally means to stop or to refrain from doing something. Completely in Sharia, it is to show servitude or Allah by abstaining from eating, drinking, sexual relation, and other acts that nullify the fast from pre-dawn to sunset with the intention of worship. Fasting is not just a means of abstaining from food and drink, but also leaving many bad habits. This is why Ibn al-Jawzi has stated three levels of fasting. Ordinary fasting is to abstain from eating and physical desires. This is the first kind, okay, ordinary one. But special fasting is to protect the eyes, tongues, limbs, and all other organs of the body from sin. And unique fasting is to rid the heart of every useless thing and baseless thought of an idea that would distance one from Allah, and fill the heart with the remembrance of Allah alone. And this is Minaj al-Qasidin, in that it is mentioned. And what we have to do, things to do. Fasting, first of all, it's a mandatory act of worship. Observe it with the pure intention and only for lillahi, for the sake of Allah. And do not leave a fast without a uzr, without any excuses. Don't leave it. Abstain from all those acts that nullify the fast. Abstain from all those things. And be especially cautious about the tongue during the fasting. And Prophet ﷺ said, Man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min zambihi. Whoever fasts during Ramadan with faith and seeking his reward from Allah will have his past sins forgiven. And we want our past sins to be forgiven. Jazakallah khairan kasira. May Allah accept it. Make lot of dua for yourself and for everyone, because this time we are going through a lot of affliction. May Allah protect us all. Be safe. Jazakallah khairan kasira. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan kasira.